What's up, everybody? It's Dino.
Hey, what's going on?
Woo!
You know, I'm trying to be a little more professional about my openings. I feel like the yelling and the noises are a little, a little 18-year-old-ish.
I'm keeping the yelling.
Oh yeah? Well, I mean, I'll let one out, I'll do it like when it's the professionalism will come in because I'll still let them out, but it'll be let out in a more professional way.
Like,
you know what I mean?
What up, everybody? Like that?
No. It's still gonna be the same thing, but it'll apply more to what's happening.
Oh, I thought you meant like throw out your voice and like nearly die from it.
Dang, no, why would I do that?
I don't know.
So here we are, going to destroy some vehicles while Dino takes me for a ride.
Yeah. And
because look at him, he's all glowy. He's like he's doing the whole Cirque du Soleil thing.
We got.
God dang, dude! If we didn't have an armored car, what would we do?
We would be halfway dead.
Yeah, of course. You gotta live life on the edge.
Yeah, we're back with some more broken play. Get out of the road! Bastard came out of nowhere.
Oh, dude. So we're back and we're gonna be talking about a few things here. So what do we got?
Today we're gonna talk about last week's Let's Talk About It games, and if you guys been keeping up, we brought back Let's Talk About It, talk about new games, and we did 5 last week. They were let me see if I can remember this. Ready? Bloodstained.
Joyride.
You gotta do it in order. Bloodstained, Laser League, Last Day of June, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and Ace Combat 7. Looks like we're going down here. And
yeah, it looks like it. I saw that. I'm like, oh, chauffeur, we're taking the subway.
And I out of those 5, I picked 2 of them that I really liked.
I really don't care about any of those except for Dragon Ball Z, to be honest. Oh, and Ace Combat.
That is one of mine. Ace Combat. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that. Or sorry, not Ace Combat. Ace Combat. Dragon Ball.
I was gonna say. I was actually looking at Laser League because it looked interesting at first, and then once I kind of saw more gameplay and just saw more of what it is, I lost interest. So
I didn't. That actually got me more interested.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Laser League is my second game. I'm excited for that one.
See, I think the biggest problem for me is that in order for me to like a game, there has to be a certain level of intricacy. So, like, if it's just a random arcade fun game, unless I'm playing it with friends, I'm not really interested in it. And, like, that game definitely is like a friend playing game in which I'll play it, if it's there and it's available. I'll play it right then and there, but I'm just not interested in it unless my friends are playing it. That's that kind of game.
Yeah.
Whereas Dragon Ball Z and like Ace Combat, those 2 games I think are definitely games that I'm interested in personally, just because of Ace Combat flight simulator, and Japanese like story and I don't know. It's just for me. I definitely gravitate to those 2 games.
Yeah.
And Dragon Ball Z, I'm just a big fighting game fan, so I love. And then of course it's it's Dragon Ball, man. What else do I have to say?
Well,
about
the
that?
cool thing about the Dragon Ball game is it's like a 4-button combo. It's kind of going back to what you're talking about.
Right, slow down here.
And another thing is they went to the source material, and basically most of those action sequences come from like the manga and the anime.
Are you talking about you're talking about Dragon Ball?
Yeah, all poses and all that. Which is pretty cool. Like they went on like accuracy. So when you see some, where are these guys? Why are there a bunch of reds?
You just left.
What's going on?
Holy moly! Hold on.
My vehicle was destroyed.
Were you there?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you were there.
What's going on? Were we destroying these?
Yeah, it says right there, destroy vehicles.
I told you, I don't know what's going on.
You gotta read. Just read it. It says right there, destroy vehicles.
Anyway, so I thought that was really cool, and like I was looking more into it, and it's basically gonna be one of those really intense, like Street Fighter kind of games where there's gonna be those diehards that are gonna play it forever. and be amazing at it, and they're gonna come up with some badass videos.
Actually, no. This one. So yeah, you're right. There will be diehards, but this one's actually a little more mainstreamed as for a fighting game, which is not a bad thing. It just means that it'll be accessible to more players, but the people who are good at it will still be really good at it, so that won't change. But the way the game works is a little more accessible, which is part of what Guilty Gear's thing is that it's a fighting game that's not so intricate that that people can't just pick it up and play it. You know what I mean? So and that's who the makers are of this game. So I'm excited for for when people, because people, especially people that don't really know fighting games or don't really play fighting games, they're gonna definitely want to play this game because it's Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
it's the theme,
and I'm one of them. I don't like those kind of fighting games, but I will play this game because it's got it just looks fantastic. Like it looks amazing, and it's exactly what they wanted. They wanted people that love fighting games and play that type of franchise to want to play this, and also people that love Dragon Ball Z and don't like it but are willing to come in and learn it.
No,
I mean, it's not going to be my game I'm going to play a lot. Once I kind of get the hang of it and enjoy it, I don't know if I'm really going to be, practicing or playing online. But it will be like entertaining to play. But for Laser League, I kind of will be playing that quite a bit because it's kind of like a chess game with lasers and lights. And there's a lot of cool stuff that's about like the background for Laser League. It was in development actually before that Ollie game that they also made. This whole thing was like created off a simple concept, almost like Pong, where it's like a line and a dot, and then it's just evolved from there. And I saw that there's like six classes of character, and it's become one of those. It's gonna be one of those like, if you can get, it reminded me of Korra from the last Avatar, where they did that like cool 3v3 Avatar.
That game sucked.
Oh, I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about the show. But like they did 3-on-3 like benders, and this is kind of that concept to me, where it's like it's 3-on-3. But yeah, like you say, like it's one of those, if you don't really have your friends to play with, it's not going to be as fun compared to actually beasting it up with them.
No, and it doesn't. And like a lot of the problems that I find with these games is that they don't have like they don't have online multiplayer. I don't know why.
Well, Laser League is nothing but multiplayer.
Yeah, supposedly we'll see how that actually plays out, because well, there's been a couple games where they're like local multiplayer, but then online just doesn't really pan out because of the way it is, or because it's just not easy to find people. That sucks, man.
Well,
so I hope it's
like there's gonna be a closed beta for the Dragon Ball game at the end of the summer. I don't know how to get into that. I want to try to, and then there's gonna be it's the other game, Laser League. It hasn't even like been out to the public, but it's going to be early access on PC in the summer, which is cool if they continue that. Like if they keep going the route they're going, they're going to use early access the way it's supposed to be used, by actually taking in feedback, adjusting it constantly. By the sound of the way these guys are going, like a lot of the interviews, they're talking to developers saying like, oh, did you expect this to be like an amazing esport game? And they said, well, when we made this, esport wasn't a thing, and we really don't care for that, like esports, whatever. We want a game that we want to play.
Wait, who said what game? What, this is Dragon Ball?
No, Laser League.
Oh, okay.
I was telling you.
I was gonna say esports has been a thing for a while now, so I don't know what they're talking about.
They're talking about like this game was in like an idea and concept in like 2003.
You know what though, man? Like esports, when we started, esports wasn't a thing. Like they're saying they've been developing this concept, if not this game, for that long.
For this game, but they don't care about esports. They care about their game. It's everyone that's like, this is a game that looks like it's perfect for esports. Like the interviewers are mentioning that, and they themselves as developer are like, no, like we don't. That's not our focus. We play this game because we love this game. So I was like, that kind of got me kind of hopeful for the game and the developer. Like, they actually are focusing on their game. They don't care about, the actual popularity of how it's gonna do. And during one of this is all E3 footage that I finally am able to watch. I've been waiting on watching these footage until we watch the game on it. So now I'm at that point where I'm like, yes, I finally have all the information I've been looking for. But like a lot of the like the one-on-one time that they did, you just hear the commotion in the background of all the people like just super into the game. I was like, this is one of those games where it's going to be intense moments. If you guys are all together, it'd just be like a shit talking storm. Are these guys bad guys?
Yeah, these guys are bad guys. We're gonna steal the little blue dot. So, I'm actually like, the games like these, I always like. I'm such a nostalgic person, and I hate it when there's a game that kind of reminds me of like a good time, like, and I can't have it. Like I can't have that good time anymore. So like in this case for me, any kind of game where I have a multiplayer and I'm fighting people or I'm doing things, I always go back to like, okay, but what did this better, And like even if it's not even within the genre,
that's not a good way to look at things, bro. Like you don't want. It's good to see like what influenced them, but everything. We're at the point of life now where like everything. Someone did something better all the time. Now it's about like what can you bring that's different to the table? That's what I like.
So what do you think they're bringing?
Laser League, I like how they're bringing that's different because it's just there's no ball. It's all laser and it's like a live chess game that it could be flipped within a second. It's anticipating it. What?
Dino,
get in what?
Get in my van.
I'm dead.
My van. Or not.
What happened?
I'm out. You're fine. We'll do this. Ow!
Jesus.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Are we playing this on hard or something? Is that why?
Yeah, probably shouldn't have put it on hard.
But yeah.
Oh, was that my motorcycle?
And that's also why I like. Well, like, cause I don't play a lot of fighting games. I don't know what Dragon Ball Fighter is like. It's compared to other games, cause I don't play any of them. So to me, when I see Dragon Ball Fighter, it's like, oh my god, this is a new Dragon Ball game. This is a new type of Dragon Ball fighting game.
Well, so I mean, fighting games like 2D, like side view, because I don't know if you'd call it 2D because the background is 3D, but we'll go ahead and call it 2D for the sake of what it is. The 2D fighting games, like, I mean, there are bad ones and there are good ones, and the reasons why they're bad is because they don't implement what's good. It's been done before, Like there's these with genres like shooters. Even shooters have like certain things that you kind of have to abide by, and if you don't, the shooter just doesn't shine because it's like, okay, I understand that you're trying to do something different, and that's fine, and man, good for you. But there are certain standards that should be put in those games.
Yeah.
And as much as you want to be like, oh, well, we're original. Like, we don't want to be like those other ones. You didn't have to be like those other ones, but people are going to notice when you don't put those things in that game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem with a lot of games that come out is that it's okay to do something different and go off the chart and go off the beaten path and try to kind of make your own name within a genre. Only problem is you steer too far and people are going to notice the things that are not in the game, and that's when you start getting issues. That's when the bad reviews, that's when what I mean, all those things come in, because people, I mean, there's certain staples that you want to have in a game that just doesn't make any sense when you see a game and you're like, so what happened here?
Yeah.
One very good example is when we were watching that one game. We haven't released it. I don't think we've released it yet, right? But there was a game where we were talking about the HUD, and we're not gonna go into that. But the HUD is such an intricate or integral, I guess. I'm not sure what I'm.
I get you.
Yeah, like it's just such an important role in a game.
Yes.
That when it's not done right, it's like, okay, how many times and how many games have you guys seen in your life?
You know what's funny is until we did that episode, I never really noticed it. Now I find myself judging a lot, like seeing a game. I'm like, oh, okay. Like right now I'm playing Horizon, and I love the HUD on that one. I was like, ooh, this is really
beautiful. HUD.
Yeah, I was like,
beautiful
this is
HUD,
perfect. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I think prior to that day, I would have never noticed it.
Yeah, I mean, just look at this game that we're playing. GTA just has the HUD. You know what? I'll be honest. Actually, it's not one of my favorite HUDs because it's just not very it's not very simple, and it can be a little confusing to newcomers.
Yeah.
But the HUD tells you exactly what you need to know once you start playing the game and you understand what's happening. First of all, the HUD matches the style of the game. It's not jarring to the eye compared to the game, so you end up you're attracting the cops to me, and I will have a hard time finishing this mission.
What?
Yeah, I won't be able to do this mission with the cops on me. That's all right. Well, I'll accept the challenge. So then oh god.
Jesus.
So to me it's like, yeah, Jesus. But you're still shooting, right? Yeah, this guy's going on a shooting spree, but no, I can't crash into a wall.
There's another wall there, bro.
God dang it! What the heck? Anyway, so what I wanted to say is just basically that is that can I get out of here?
Yeah.
It's just the issue of that games that are gonna be doing something new, put what's been good, and then add your new stuff to it.
Yeah.
Then add your twist, man, and because you're gonna have a lot of people saying like, you know what? That's why I'm like, who did it better? That's why it is, because I'm like, God, this game reminds me of so many little things that I want to play those games instead, because those games just did an amazing job when they did it, And so I don't know. It's more a gripe. It's more of my own personal gripe, freaking like my own personal gripe than it is an actual like issue, because I feel like developers should have the right to make their own, to build on top of what's already been done. I mean, why am I glitching right now? There you go. Because could you imagine like games just would not have been innovative if nobody had tried something different. So I think that's where our the new ideas, new games come from. So that's fine,
Yeah.
But wow, dude, that guy literally just crashed into me.
Really?
He just like he looked for me, like he didn't try to avoid me. He went for me.
Like he was speeding?
Come on. Yeah, he actually I went to the side because I didn't want to get ran over, and he just looked for me and boom.
You know why? Because I shot at him.
Yeah, it was probably it.
No, it really was, because I'm down here shooting him, and I got a car.
And so for me, for Dragon Ball Z, I feel like the innovation there is not really wow. Okay, I was gonna say no way. It must be you. If it was a real person, or if it was like an NPC, I would have been so pissed. Like, why is he over here?
Oh shit!
No one ever drives over here.
Oh shit!
No, you better not, dude. I'm about to die. You're such an idiot. So anyway,
damn.
Like Dragon Ball Z, man, is I don't think it's gonna be doing much new in the genre. I think the innovation there is the fact that they're bringing Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And the animations is where the game really shines.
That's where it's gonna shine the most. The fact that they worked on the animation to the point where it's like people can get clips and pages from the manga and put it right on top of it, and it fits it perfectly. Like that's pretty awesome.
Crazy.
That's some heart and some thought.
Ditch there.